Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dawn, giving them microphone, dressed like $1 million, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Listen, Steve Harvey. Why don't you join in? Steve Harvey. Get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, join in with me. Come with me, help me say. I'm so ready for all. You gotta turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Know y'all can get it on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only. Steve Harvey got a radio show. Man, if I had time enough to tell the whole trip, the whole journey, then y'all would be sitting up in there going, okay, Steve, are we going to play the show this week? But, man, it's been a lot of amazing things has happened to me over the years, and not all of them good. It's been some amazingly bad things that have happened, too. But I just come on in the morning as a reminder to everybody of the actual goodness of God, that, you know, man, that these mistakes that you're making, that these setbacks that you keep having, that these falls that keep occurring in your life, that they all are leading you somewhere if you just don't ever give up. That's the key. You can never, ever give up, because you don't know how the trip has been laid out for you. You know, if somebody had told me years ago when I had the dream of being on TV, and then I thought about being one of the best comedians I could be, you know, when I started, if somebody had told me everything that was going to have to happen in order for me to get there, I would have changed it. I would have said, okay, well, I ain't going to be that. How about this? See, and no one can know all of the events of their life ahead of time. You know, it'd be so nice, wouldn't it? You know, to prepare for it, see it coming, be aware of the haters, always knowing when the backstabbing moment is coming in your life, always knowing when you're going to get blindsided by the enemy. It would be really great to know that, wouldn't it? Well, that's not how it works. So, since no one knows exactly the challenges and the pitfalls and the detours that's going to beset them, it's imperative that you just don't give up. Because, see, knowing these things, we as human beings, by nature, would choose another route. But it ain't the route God got for you, though. See, the route God got for you, if you trying to do the right thing, if you doing the best you can, if you ain't out here just intentionally just messing over folks, if you using faith, and that's the belief in things that you cannot see, if you have something on the inside of you that keeps saying there's got to be more to life than that, then that's you. You, my friend, have a great chance here. And if you've ever had that feeling and gave up on it, just get it back. Just ask for it back. Just say, hey, man, I'm getting back to the way I used to be. Because there's a change that's available in your life, but you got to take it. You got to take a shot at it, folks. There's a chance for you to get it right, but you got to take a shot at it, folks. There's a chance for you to turn this whole thing around with God's help, but you got to take a shot at it. You. See, this decision is yours. The decision to lay down and give up, that's yours. It ain't it just got too hard for me, life too much. Man, life hard and too much for everybody. What I got to get you to see, my father used to always tell me, he said, son, best lessons in life, the one you'll value and learn the most is a bought lesson. I didn't quite understand that being young, but I sure got it now. Ain't no lesson like a bought lesson, the one you pay for. Those are the ones that hold to you, that stick to you, that start turning you into who you're going to be. Those are the character builders. See, you got to be forged to get to where you want to go in life. See, that's what the challenges and missteps is for. That's what the failing is about. Now, I know you don't like it. I didn't. I know you're not comfortable with it. I wouldn't. I know you wish it was over sooner than later. I always do. I always want it to be over sooner than later because the later, man, it just seems like it's so much I got to go through. But let me tell you something, man. If you can forge your way through it and understand that you are forged in life. I don't know. I was on TBN one time when I was doing one of my motivational speeches, and I began to wonder about this experience I had at Ford Motor Company. And my last job after the auto industry started going down, my last job was in the foundry. And my job was to stand at the end almost where the engines first come out of the furnace. See, the engines are poured into a mold. It's hot, melted down metal, whatever they call it, lava, whatever. They pour it into a mold, and it goes into this furnace that's extremely hot. And my job was, after the heat was applied to the engine block, it would come through, and it would go through a hardening stage. But the way it was hardening, they would cool it suddenly. They would flush it with water. It would just blast water on it. But the fire and the high temperature is what made the engine block solidify. It's because it's got to get real hot, get melted down first. Then it's got to get poured into a mold. Then it's got to be pressure hit with water and all of this. And then it's real hot now. It's still hot, even though there's water been shot up. But when it comes out the end of the side, there's a lot of flashing in it. And flashing is metal from that to drip through the cast molding on it, just like flecks of extra pieces of metal. My job was to hit this engine block in the front with this huge, heavy rubber mallet, knock all the flashing off the front, and when it came around back, to bam, hit it real hard again on the backside. And that became the core of what the car is. A car without a great engine is nothing. It's just a pretty looking vehicle over there. But if it can't do what it was made to do because the engine block then cracked. See, you can have a car look real good, but if it freezes, an engine block crack, your car, it's over, man. You got to get a new block. The block is the core. But in order for the car to do what it's got to do, it's got to have a strong engine in it. In order for the engine to be strong, it's got to be forged in steel, come through fire, get poured in a mold, cooled off, heated, knocked around, beat on the front end, beat on the back end in order for it to be what it's going to be. The moral of the story, folks, is you got to get forged in fire to be what you're going to be. You got to get beat up. You got to get pressure washed. You got to have heat on you. You got to get melted down. You got to get poured into a mold. That's how you become who you are. So the tough things that you're going through, the difficult challenges and the setbacks. I know a brother who went to prison, man, and the whole reason he ended up going to prison because he was looking out the window, looking out in the yard at him working out. And then the next thing you know, man, this brother decided that he was going to go out there and work out. Well, guess what? He's one of the top trainers in country today.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies, gentlemen, people of all races, creeds, denominations, and choices, whoever you are. Welcome to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Today, I will be doing the show early. I will be welcoming people as the only black remaining at the palace in Buckingham.
Meghan Markle.
Since
Not
Meghan
Myrtle.
Markle has left, there has been an African American in the palace who is an illegitimate son of Charles, the old dude. And he's been back there in the palace, and no one knows that, but he agreed to keep the news quiet. He will be here this morning, welcoming everybody to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, from Buckingham Palace, can I have the intro, David, please? From Buckingham Palace, please, introducing the Steve Harvey Morning Show, Sir Earl of Ottingham. Hey. I am Earl, Sir Earl of Ottingham. Good morning for the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Good morning, Shirley Strawberry.
Do you have a condition? Good morning, Black Duke of Earl.
The Black Duke of Earl of Ottingham is the entire title. Ladies and gentlemen, the young Squire Jr.
My man, what's going on, Earl? Good morning.
In the words of you Negroes there, everything is everything. And now, the palace jester, the king of foolery, Sir Ignorance, the nephew, Tommy.
Yes. Hello, Duke. Please, thank you.
Morning, everyone. We are here. Any questions for me before we let go and bring Steve back?
Oh, Duke, well, how is the palace, man? How's things going on over there?
The palace is wonderful. I do say that I miss Meghan terribly. I do. She was a wonderful girl. Absolutely wonderful. Very soulful. I miss that. I'm being the only black still there. Of course, her and I would chit-chat in the kitchen sometimes. She'd come in for tea.
Oh,
I'd
so
just
she did
tell
like
her
tea?
things like, don't let these white folk run you off. And she let them anyway. But I'm here holding strong, the only African-American, black British in the palace. Thank you all. And now I'll turn this over to Stephen. And anytime y'all need me the rest of the morning, please do let me know. Thank you.
Yes, Duke.
Thank you. In the words of you all, keep it real.
Duke,
So, Shirley, what we doing today?
All right, Steve, welcome back. Coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, we're going to talk about the newest beef between two little bitty rappers. Wait till you hear about this. It's kind of a really cute beef. And that's all I'll tell you. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Before we get to this next story, we have to send some heartfelt prayers and condolences out to the people of Nashville and the Nashville area, Nashville, Tennessee, Steve. It was hard hit by a tornado. And we're just sending our love and our prayers out to our Nashville family at 101.1 The Beat out there.
Wow,
We're
I'm
praying
just
for
hearing
you.
that.
We love you. Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah,
wow.
You're in Cairo.
Yeah.
It was a bad tornado. Yeah.
I got to check on my boy AG up there, man.
Yeah, man.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but our prayers, and we'll keep you updated on this story, as news comes in. Wow. We're moving on now. We're going to change gears here. Kanye West is in Paris. You know how he got there. He may have parachuted in Paris Fashion Week to debut his Yeezy Season 8 clothing line. You know, he's still doing his fashion thing. But it was his daughter, little Northwest, who stole the show. North is 6 years old. She appeared on the runway. She started rapping. Kanye, being the proud dad that he is, you know, he watched from the sidelines. But everyone was not a fan of North's rap. The team behind Red Carpet Girls, rapper Zaza, who is 5 years old.
Oh, they beefing.
Yeah, she's 5.
They beefing.
Yeah, they claim that North's performance sounded a lot like Zaza's song, What I Do. Zaza's team took to her IG to call out Northwest and the entire Kardashian West family for not giving Zaza credit. Now, after Kim Kardashian West caught wind of the backlash, she responded under Zaza's post to let her know that it was all in love and mentioned that she'd love for the girls to get together. So we just, you know, have to hope that this little rap beef is settled.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Put my Legos down. Is she rapping?
Yeah. But, I mean, come on. Her dad is Kanye now.
Come on now.
It's got to be
Northwest
in
is
her blood
beautiful.
somewhere.
But that's cool,
Yeah,
though. I
come
mean,
on.
you know, for Kim
Yeah.
to squash it like that, he didn't have no kids.
Yeah.
coming out, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's all in love.
I wouldn't even worry about that. Kim is smart enough, you know. And so
yeah.
what if it sounds just like another song? She's 6. Hey,
And the other little girl is
6.
5.
What
really?
they got that's original? They 6. Everything they doing is something they saw. They ain't thought of nothing new
I know.
yet.
I know. I remember when Kim posted on her IG North doing Old Town Road last year when that song was so hot. So,
Girl, I'm finna release this new burp. Ain't nobody done this. Okay, go ahead and try it.
yeah, let's squash this immediately.
Yeah, for them to
Okay.
even respond to that sound a lot like without giving her credit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. You'll be
she's
fine.
just a
You're
fan of the
5, you're
song.
6. You're fine. Your parents are rich. You're fine. It's okay.
Good.
You ain't even having regular problems.
You're not going to have any.
Ain't none.
Now, she going to have problems, but they not going to be regular. All these clothes in here, I ain't got nowhere for this coat rack to go.
Yeah. It's funny you should say that, Steve, because one of her problems, one of the problems that Kim had with little Northie was one day North had on this pink like snakeskin dress, and she went in Kim's closet and got her pink snakeskin heels. Now, she was fly, but Kim was like, under no circumstances are you wearing my heels. I think she was 5 at the time. Out. She thought she was ready for school because North is a little fashionista. It was so cute. North was mad. Her little feelings were hurt.
Yeah,
But no,
pretty
she
much.
Yeah,
couldn't
we
do
really
that.
enjoying this conversation. This is so good for us, you know.
Okay.
Shut Shirley.
You got something else you want to add?
Shut
Yeah,
Shirley.
I'm
Duke
just
Earl.
loving this conversation about these
Ask
heels.
Duke or Earl about it. I don't know.
We're talking about fashion.
Oh, God. Junior.
Oh my God, I've been requested. I love that, Junior. Sir Duke of Earl of Artingham is here again to comment on something that I know little to nothing about. I dare
got
say you
kids,
say
Duke?
that the little West girl, the lovely little girl, was accused of stealing something by another child. Is that correct?
Yeah, her rap.
That's
her
That's
rap.
correct. That's correct.
Well, she stole it. What are you going to do about it? We're going to whip her ass? What are we talking about here? Let's do it. That's right. Start a childhood beef. That's how you want to raise your child. Accuse another girl. You're messing with the Kardashians and the West. They have tremendous amounts of money. Oh, my God.
Yes, they do.
You
They
don't
do.
want
They do have
Kanye
money.
angry with you, do you?
Hey, Duke, how would you like
Yes,
to
sir.
live in Kanye West's house and be a Duke there?
I had never thought of that. Well, Master Tommy, that might
But
be
could
rather
he still be a
interesting.
Duke? Could he still be a Duke at the West?
I would be a Duke. I would be with one of the sisters, of course. Any one of them. Be wonderful
they're all
for me.
taken.
Taken? I'll
Any
stay
one of
in
them.
the background.
Yeah, they're all
it doesn't
taken.
matter that they're taken. Take me. Hell, I want to be taken. Just like the movie, Taken 3. I want to have my white father looking for me.
A very special set of skills.
Yeah, get on out of here, sir. Early. Dude, Key, I appreciate you bringing him out, but he tired now.
Yeah. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
You don't know how to kick your characters in and out. You got caught up.
I
in
just
that.
let him go.
He
Tommy.
just gets tired and
Tommy, I
stops.
just get tired of him and just
drop
stop.
off.
Yeah, my characters.
All right,
Everybody
listen.
know it's me.
Coming up next, the nephew in the building with Run That Prank Back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann will be here with our national news. And in entertainment news, 2 people are out of work. That's number 1, rapper Flava Flav out of work. I didn't know he was working. Okay, we'll talk about that.
Do his clock stop when you out of
anchor.
work?
His did. And Anchor, you know him, Steve. Uh-huh. You know him, Steve. MSNBC's Anchor, Chris Matthews, he's out. We'll talk about it. But right now, it's time for the nephew to run that prank back. What you got for us, Neff?
I got pecan tree. That's right. You can say pecan or pecan, however you want to do it. Pecan tree. Let's go, cat dog.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach LC.
This is him.
Hey, let me. Hey, my name is Marcus. My mom and them live next door to you. The Mr. and Mrs. My mom and daddy live next door to you, and I was calling cause y'all got a pecan tree in y'all backyard. I mean, right on the fence line, and it keep pecans and stuff keep falling over into my mom and them yard. So I'm calling to see if y'all can do something, man, where y'all can pick up. I mean, my mom and them that got a little older, we've been picking them up for a long time. But I need somebody to, maybe you can cut the limbs back that's hanging over so that they won't, the pecans won't be falling over into my mom and them yard. Because, for them to be bending over like they're picking up them pecans, it's a lot of them. So, Mr. I just wanted to holler at you and see if you don't mind maybe cutting the limbs back. Because even when we turn the lawnmower on and stuff, man, it just, the pecans and stuff be coming out of the lawnmower just shooting all over the place.
Well, first of all, my pecan tree is an old pecan tree, and it's sprouted well. And I can't see me cutting it.
Well, I'm not saying
you
cut the...
You can't hire nobody to maintain your yard. But, it's your mother. You can maintain your mother's yard.
Sir, I go by my mother's house, every other day and check on her, but I don't have time to go in the back and pick up pecans and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you just, it don't seem no more than like maybe 4 or 5 limbs that's hanging over there, but them 4 or 5 limbs, I mean, it's a lot of pecans falling off of there.
But
so
it's shady. My pecan tree is shady. I goes back there. There's no kind of nothing back there.
Okay,
you can hire
sir.
someone to rake the yard, whatever.
Sir,
I'm not cutting my tree for no like that.
Sir, listen. What I'm trying to get you to do is I don't want you cutting your entire tree down. I just want you to cut a few limbs, sir. So those those are the ones that are hanging over. It won't be the pecans won't be falling over into my mom's and them yard. And like I say, they older now, man. They can't be bending over like that. So I'm just coming to you as a man right now and asking you, will you please cut this down so these pecans can quit falling over my mom and them yard?
Well, I'm asking you, all you can do is hire someone. Okay, someone. I know your mother don't cut your yard.
No, it's a guy that cuts the yard. But even when he cutting the yard, these pecans is flying out from underneath the lawnmower. They sooner or later we're gonna be breaking windows over there.
What kind of lawn person you have that don't pick up before they cut? That's some.
Hey, why am I arguing with you about picking up stuff and all of this? I'm asking you to cut a funky little 5 limbs so these doggone pecans ain't falling over my mama yard.
You want it cut
You gonna make me come over here and cut the whole? I would come cut the whole damn tree down.
You ain't gonna with my tree. I grew that tree from when I was a kid, and that tree gonna stay in that yard as long as I stay there.
Sir, look, I didn't ask you like a man to cut your little funky pecan tree down. Now I ain't finna have.
You know what? Guess what? You bad enough. You come cut it.
I'm finna look, sir. Today, this evening, it's either gonna be two things happening. Either you gonna cut these 5 limbs that I won't cut, or I'm finna cut the whole damn pecan tree down.
That's my tree, and then ain't nobody gonna with my tree. I'm here right now. I'm right here in my yard right now. Come on.
Is you over there right now?
Right now.
I will bring my right on back.
You know what? How the you get my number in the way?
Got your number. I got it because it's the same. It's one address less than my mama's. You gonna cut this damn tree down.
I'm waiting on them anyway. I ain't used my tree for something in a long time any way. I've been waiting on them like you.
You done lost your damn mind.
You little young punk. I told you once and I told you twice. I'm old. You young. Don't do that. Fool,
see, that's what's right there.
You know what you can do? Tell your mama to make a pecan pie and bring me a piece.
What you say about my mama?
Tell her to make a pecan pie and come for me.
Tell my mama what?
Make a pecan pie with the pecan.
Make a pecan pie? I don't want no pecan pie. We don't even eat pecan pie. We so sick of these damn pecans you got falling over in the backyard. You got to do something about this, man. Now I'm trying not to hurt you, old man. I really am.
Hurt me? Hurt me? Come on, hurt me.
Ready for me? I'm on my way. Is your outside? Is you outside?
You know how I stay. You know when I stay. You know what? I'm here. I'm gonna be in your mama driveway.
You get out. You get out my mama driveway right now. Get out my mama driveway.
I want to put me out.
I'm gonna.
Out.
You get your back in your driveway. You get out my mama driveway. Get out of it. You get out of my mama driveway.
No, what you crying for now? I'm I'm here waiting on you.
You get out of my mama. Get out my mama driveway.
Baby, go cook me something, because I'm going to sit here.
I got one more thing I need to say to you. Is you listening?
You don't got a thing to say. I'm waiting at you at your mama house.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your brother.
Man, I don't play this kind of man. I'm going to put my feet. Man, I'm going to milk it so bad. I don't play. I'm too old for this kind of.
LC, do me a favor, first of all. Get out them people's yard. Go back to your yard.
Man, you done gave me high blood pressure with this.
Ain't nobody mad about your pecan tree, none of that. Ain't nobody finna cut it down. Ain't nobody tripping. You all right?
Hell no, I got a headache now, man. I be carrying my grandkids to school listening to this. Man, y'all something else, man.
I got one more question for you. Tell me, what is the baddest radio station in the land, LC?
The Steve Harvey Show.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's that run that prank back of the morning. Keeping it stupid, as promised. I'm going to always try and keep it stupid. I will be stupid where? Dothan, Alabama. That's right. That's this coming Saturday, baby. Tickets on sale. I'll be at the Civic Center in Dothan, Alabama. The fool is coming. Stupid finna come to Dothan. Good God Almighty. Boy, you better ask somebody. Everybody at the church, down at the barber shop, down at the liquor store, down there at the hair salon, you better tell them the fool come to town. Man, I got to go see this fool. This fool coming down here. He going to act a doggone fool. He leave. He's going to Montgomery.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have some entertainment news and some national news. An update with Miss Ann Tripp right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, our prayers go out to those affected by the tornado in Nashville. Miss Ann will definitely update us shortly. But first, in entertainment news, Legendary hip-hop group Public Enemy split over the weekend after an argument between Chuck D and Flava Flav. Flava Flav has been the hype man for Public Enemy since the 80s. We all remember him. Well, over the weekend, he got mad because Chuck D participated in a Bernie Sanders political rally, and he had words with Chuck D over his support of Sanders. Then, shortly thereafter, Public Enemy issued a statement that said that Public Enemy and Public Enemy Radio will be moving forward without Flava Flav. In other words, they fired Flava Flav from the group. The statement went on to say, "We thank him for his years of service and wish him well." Chuck D later clarified that the group did not part ways with Flava Flav over his political views. He said that Flava Flav had been suspended since 2016 for missing a few performances, and that was the last straw. This was the last straw, the Bernie Sanders incident, because Flav chooses to party instead of working.
That's always been.
So you
One
and
of
your
the
closet Flava
worst
Flav got
nights
to go.
of my life
Boy.
at the Apollo Theater was the night that Public Enemy was to appear. I'm hosting the show. Frank, the band leader was Frank. Ray True hadn't even got the gig yet. They had been in line since 10 that morning because Public Enemy was coming. We got all the way down to the end. They started taking the band down. The audience, where's Public Enemy? I had to go out and tell the Apollo Theater that they couldn't perform tonight. Oh, you know why? Because Flava Flav had got his ass arrested.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lock him off.
No, for real.
Man.
Flava Flav got his ass arrested. They almost tore that damn theater up that night.
Yeah. Apollo
And the
crowd.
other time that he was supposed to be somewhere, Flav missed too. Flav a good dude, man.
Wow.
individually,
So-
but he just.
So this
And you need
been going
to
on
look
for
at
a
your
while.
clock.
Don't believe the hype.
How you
Why
know?
do you have that clock?
Why you don't know what
Time you
time
need to
it
be
is?
somewhere.
Biggest damn clock and still wear the clock. I had him on my talk show a few years ago. Flava wore a fur jogging suit with some black and white Spectator Stacey Adams shoes on, a brim, and a clock. Flava was sitting on that stage sweating like his ass was a runaway.
You think it was that fur jogging suit, perhaps?
Boy, with that brim and that heavy
Wow.
ass clock. So that's sad, man. But
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
sad.
Also out of a job now, Steve. You know him. He's the host of MSNBC's Hardball. Chris Matthews.
yeah.
He retired from his show Hardball after he was accused of inappropriate behavior. He made the announcement at the start of his show on Monday. He said, "I'm retiring. This is the last Hardball at MSNBC." And obviously, this isn't for the lack of interest in politics. As you can tell, I've loved every minute of my 20 years as host of Hardball. Matthews also apologized for making inappropriate comments about the appearance of women, saying compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay, were never okay. Not then, and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry. And after that, he quit. All right, let's move on to Miss Ann.
I ain't coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. More than a third of the delegates needed to snag the Democratic presidential nomination were up for grabs yesterday because it was Super Tuesday. This was the first time that Michael Bloomberg was on the primary ballot, but after spending more than $500 million on advertising and organizing, his sole win was the territory of American Samoa. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders won his own state, Vermont, as well as Colorado. He won the delegate-rich state of California. However, Joe Biden was the winner in delegate-rich Texas. He also won Oklahoma, Virginia, Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Minnesota. a state that Sanders had hoped to win. He also won Massachusetts, and black voters are very important to many of his wins, especially in the South. So far, the Associated Press has Biden with 174 delegates to Sanders 112, 12 to Elizabeth Warren, 6 to Mike Bloomberg. Tulsi Gabbard, she's in the race, believe it or not, still. But of course, those numbers, Tulsi Gabbard has 1. But of course, those numbers are not firm. Both Sanders and Biden are expressing confidence.
I tell you with absolute confidence, we are going to win the Democratic nomination.
And make no mistake about it, this campaign will send Donald Trump packing.
Bernie Sanders won California, like I said, but Maine still hasn't been called yet. More states vote next week. Meanwhile, destructive storms were responsible for big problems in yesterday's Super Tuesday voting in parts of Tennessee. The Democratic Party had to send voters to a high school, a community center, and a church because some original polling places were among the dozens of places damaged or destroyed by tornadoes in and out of Nashville Monday night. At last word, at least 25 people were killed in 4 Tennessee counties. 38 people are still missing, and schools and court buildings, even the airport, had to be shut down. That's in Tennessee. While China reports some 80,000 cases of coronavirus out of 91,000 worldwide, more than newer cases of COVID-19, that's coronavirus, are popping up outside of China, with Europe and the Middle East seeing some of the worst outbreaks with cases in the thousands. Rap mogul Jay-Z is joining rapper Yo Gotti in filing a second lawsuit against the Mississippi Department of Corrections, targeting that state's notorious Parchman Prison, where at least 9 inmates have died since January. The lawsuit filed on behalf of more than 150 inmates housed in that dangerous lockup. The suit alleges inhumane conditions, food contaminated with rat feces, cockroaches, flooded cells, no lights, heat, no fan in the summertime, and no adequate medical care. Sad news, the founder of Hair Club for Men, Cy Sperling, has died.
Remember, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Yeah, that ad really works. Cy Sperling was 78 years old. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, guess what, Steve? We have more relationship questions for you from Steve Harvey FM. You know you're our chief love officer, CLO. So you ready?
To help. Yes.
All right. This is from Shawana in Dallas. Shawana says, Steve, I've been dating a great guy for 7 years, and we've known each other for 13 years. Things have been great, and I want to be with him forever. My question for you is, can a woman propose to a man?
No. But the question, your deeper question is, you want to be with him forever. You need to ask the question, does he want to be with you forever? And what's in it for him to get married? If you all have been seeing each other for 7 years, what did she say they're doing for 13?
They've known each other for 13.
Known each other 13, been seeing each other 7. Did she say how old she was?
No, she did not.
Maybe he don't want her. Maybe he just wants something from her. At 7 years, I think all she has to do is just sit down and say, hey, can we have hey, listen to me. I want to say something to you that I think you should hear. Yeah, baby, what's that? I love you. You have told me that you love me. And we've been together for 7 years. Can you tell me exactly what your plans are for me moving forward? That's a simple question. That ain't making him marry you. That ain't no ultimatum. And just let him tell you what he wants from you moving forward. You've already had 7 years. And if he says the same thing that you already got, then he has no other plans for you than what you already getting.
But Steve, I'm going to assume that she's a young woman. So, and a lot of young women, believe it or not, feel this way, that it's okay, we don't care, blah, 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 blah. So you need to laser in on why a woman should not propose to a man. Not that she can't, but why.
You
know
can,
what I mean?
But let me ask you a question. If you're leaving it up to a man to say whether he wants to get married or not, and he hasn't asked you, and you force him to tell you the answer is no, there is a much slicker way to go about it. Because if the man wanted to marry you, he'd ask you. You asking him ain't gonna make him jump. If a man don't want to jump, he's not jumping. He's not jumping because you asked him. You gonna get some answers like, hey, I'm trying to get myself together. I thought about it with you. You gonna hear stuff like, I'm cool the way it is. I love you. You know why? You're going to hear this one right here. Why mess this up? We got a good thing. You want to mess this up? Oh, men got all types of wonderful stuff that make you second guess yourself.
We have two more good ones that you have to answer. But coming up at 34 minutes after the hour, it's our Wellness Wednesday segment. We're going to talk about detoxifying your body and getting clean and lean for the spring right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We all know that healthier living is the goal for many of us, but we tend to make excuses and put off exercising and eating right. Well, today we are giving you an easy way to lose your unwanted pounds so you can look and feel your best and be more energized. It's no secret. It is the Dherbs Full Body Cleanse. We talk about it a lot on this show because we love it, and it's the only cleanse you'll hear me talking about. We've all done this cleanse, and like I said, we love it. Joining us now is our good friend and family member, the CEO of Dherbs, Mr. A.D. Dolphin, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Yeah.
A.D., I got to tell you again, we live for the hay. We live for it. Nobody says it like you.
That's right.
But thank you for joining us again. We know that Dherbs gets thousands of great reviews online. If you go on there, you can look at the reviews from people that have literally, they've changed their lives with the Dherbs Full Body Cleanse. Now, is there one story or one review in particular that stands out for you, A.D.?
Well, we just had one recently by a young lady by the name of Cherry. She works out profusely every single day, but she wasn't losing the weight. And I kind of knew what her problem was, and she wanted to know would the full body cleanse actually help her. And I told her, yeah, give it a try. So she did the cleanse. She lost 29 pounds, and she came to realize the same thing that that I know and Steve always talks about. You cannot outwork a bad diet. And when you do the cleanse, and when you do the cleanse, you got to change your diet. So she did that, and she finally got the results that she's always been looking for. And now she's headed to her weight that she's been dying to be.
I love that. That's a great story.
She lost 20-something.
That's a great story.
29 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And
How
not
much of that was
a long
waste?
period of time.
Well, it was within 20 days. She just did one cleanse.
Yeah.
She was 230 pounds. Wow. She went to 201 pounds. And, it's changed her life. And like I said, Steve mentions this all the time, and he's 100% on the money. You can't outwork a bad diet. Working out only represents 20% of weight loss. Actually changing your diet and making that change, it represents the other 80%.
That's the true statement.
We
hey,
like
you know
doing
what?
that.
We should do it again. I think that we should do it again.
Let's drop together.
I think me, Shirley, Junior, you need to come on back.
Yeah.
Cause no, dog, no, seriously. But Junior, if you notice this, Junior, your crises when you did that had gone away for a long stretch, man. You hadn't had a crisis for a long time.
Well, I hadn't had one in 6 years.
Consequently, you had did that thing. Tommy, would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it before.
I would do it, huh?
Okay, we gonna have to do it then. We got to find out a time when we can do it.
I'm going to get my wife involved because I don't want her cooking something that I might want.
Okay, all right.
Don't go in the house and make that suggestion to your wife.
Yeah, it's not going to go well for you, Tommy.
We've been riding bikes together. We doing stuff together. We're going to do this together.
Go in there and tell her she need a cleanse and see what happens.
So that's a good thing. We can all hold each other accountable. Get a cleanse partner. And the final thing I wanted to talk to you about, AD, is Dherbs has been around for about 15 years now. You've sold over 4 million formulas. Congratulations on that. So
Thank you.
Why do you think Dherbs has been so successful for so many years?
That's a lot of work.
You know the reason why the Dherbs Full Body Cleanse has been so successful is because it works. You're talking about results from weight loss from 10 to 30 pounds within 20 days, a huge boost in energy, stronger immune system, clearer skin. You'll be able to focus and concentrate a lot better, and that's the reason why we're so successful. We're one of the few products on the market that's out there that's delivering what it says it's going to deliver. And that's why we're out there kicking butt.
Listen, you've heard it from the CEO of Dherbs, A.D. Dolphin, and trust me, we've all done it. Go to dherbs.com right now and use my promo code RADIO for a discount when you check out. That's the letter dherbs.com, promo code RADIO. Or you can simply pick up the phone and call 866-4DHERBS. That's 866, the number 4. Dherbs. AD, we love you and thank you for keeping us all healthy and accountable. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one, you guys.
Up next, it is the nephew. Prank phone call for today, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject is, my wife is way too relaxed now. We also have the nephew standing by with today's prank phone call. But Steve, before we went to break, we were talking about a question from Shawana in Dallas. She wanted to know, can a woman propose to a man? She's been dating a guy for 7 years, known him for 13, and she wanted to know, because she wants to be with this guy forever, can she propose to a man?
Well, I know that times have changed, right? And I know young women are taking on more assertive roles, and I'm absolutely fine with that. You can do it. But from Uncle Steve, let me show you a slicker way to do it. See, why would you embarrass yourself and get a no? Because you're not going to like the no. Because soon as he tell you no, guess what you're going to want to know? Why not? We've been together 7 years. We've known each other 13. You're going to go over the obvious facts. So why embarrass yourself that way? Ask a man what he wants to do moving forward with this relationship. If he gives you anything except, I want to marry you and I'm getting you a ring, and you don't like the answer, here's what your next statement should be. Well, in order to continue this relationship, I really want to be married. Don't say to him, listen to what I'm exactly telling you. I'm not, listen, in order for this relationship to continue, I want to be married. And if it's not going to be you, then listen to this line. I want to be married. And if it's not going to be you, here's the catch line, ladies. Then I want to take other options. Don't say explore. Don't say explore other options, because then that means that now you got to go find somebody, and the dude go, well, you ain't got nobody. No, I want you to say this. Then I want to take other options. Take other options means there's another guy at me.
You heard what Junior said, right?
Yeah, I'll be down to Jerry's tonight, man. I'll be down there.
He's getting ready to go buy the ring.
I'm telling you, ladies, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Whoa. What you mean you're going to take other options? I want to be married. I don't want to spend my life as someone's girlfriend. I've been with you 7 years. We love each other, so you say, and I want to be married. I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend. So I want to be married, and if it's not going to be you, then I want to take other options. That means, that says there's another option out there that I might be willing to take. So this is sugar, honey, iced tea, or get off the pot.
Hello.
Bam.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. All right.
Prank time.
Well, let's go and do this here. We talking about relationships.
All right, nephew, come on.
Let's slide on into relationship departure. Hello. Relationship departure.
Hello?
Hey, Brian. Hey, baby.
Yeah, what's up?
I was calling to tell you, baby, look, I just can't do this anymore.
I got it.
Huh? What?
Hello?
Hello?
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, this is Greg. I know you was just talking to Val, but this is Greg talking to you. It's Brian, right?
Greg who? Yeah, this is Brian. Greg, I was just talking to my wife. Could you put her back on the phone?
No, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So,
why can't you do that, man?
Hey, let me explain something to you.
Explain.
All right, there's some things, long conversations about this.
Whoa! How you know my wife on a first name basis like that, man? Who are you?
Like I said, man, my name is Greg.
Okay.
All right, at the airport. Okay.
Airport? Which airport? And why are you at the airport with my wife for?
Hey, let me. Hey, Doc. All of this is complicated. Okay, it's real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, make it simple for me.
Okay. So what I want to explain to you, let me explain to you, man. We've had a lot of long conversations about this. It's something that she's.
What? When? When was this? Why are you at the airport with my wife?
With me. And
why?
Is leaving with me. Okay?
What leaving? And what do you mean leaving? Leaving me? Oh, hell no. Put her on the phone. Hey, I don't even want to talk to you, man. Put her on the phone. Put her on the phone, man. Look, you need to put her on the phone right now. Leaving. I don't believe that, man. I want to hear her say that.
You want to talk to him?
I don't hear you saying. Yeah, let me talk to my wife, man, because you about to make. Yeah. What's up? What's this dude talking about?
Calm down, sweetie.
Calm down for that, baby.
I've been trying to tell you this for a while. See, you think everything's okay, but it hasn't been okay.
Why are you telling me this over the phone? Why can't you just come home and tell me this to my face, baby?
Go sit down.
Why can't you just tell me this to my face?
Hey, bro. Come on, man.
No, man. Why are you on, man? I'm just talking to my wife, man.
Hey, bro. I know this is painful, man.
No, you don't know. All right? You don't know nothing.
Hey, brother,
all right?
I know this
you
is.
Don't know nothing.
Okay.
Can't believe this. Just put my wife on the phone, please. Please, if you got any ounce of a man in you, just put my wife back on the phone.
All right, bro. Let me say. Can I say something to you, man?
What you got to say, man? Unless it's my wife on the phone, but you ain't got nothing to tell me.
I'm gonna put her on in a second, but let me say this to you, man.
Say, man, and wrap it up, all right? Because I need to talk to my wife.
I just want you to know this, Brian.
Let me know something.
This is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Tommy
got me to prank phone call you.
What? You? Hold on. So, okay, if you pranking me, what's up with the airport stuff in the back then? Y'all at the airport?
No, bro. Your wife is here at the studio, man. Ain't nothing happening, man. Your wife, hold on, I'm going to let you talk to her.
Yeah.
You all right? First of all, are you all right?
Man, oh, man, it was about to be a murder scene, man.
Mm-hmm. Look at me now. Now who's the big prankster, huh? I got you. Finally.
You could have been a little bit more subtle than this.
Of you doing that to me.
Ooh.
You and your brother, you think y'all the only ones can prank people.
So you and your brother be pranking all the time, man.
Boy, man, it's light stuff, though. Girl, you ain't.
Oh, happy birthday, baby.
Oh, you got a birthday coming up? Happy birthday, Brian.
Yeah, man. Great gifts. Great gifts, man. Let me talk to my wife, man.
All right, I ain't got nothing to do with your wife. Hold on.
Please.
What?
Woman, you got me, all right? Don't. You ain't got to go this far, all right? You ain't got to go this far every time.
It's supposed to be funny. I did feel a little bad when you kind of started tearing up, but I'm glad to know you fight for me like that.
Yeah. Fight. It was going to be some fights. It wasn't going to be a fight. Oh, girl, just, hey, bring your black home.
I'm coming, baby.
Don't even stop at red lights.
He say don't stop at red lights. I feel bad. I didn't know he gonna start crying like that.
Man.
I feel a little bad about that part.
Tommy,
okay?
Tommy.
You should.
Hey, dog.
Get him,
this dude love this girl right here.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah.
She leaving with you. Hey, man, but if you any kind of man.
Man.
To this airport in town.
That one, that get tense right there, man.
Yeah, though. They get tense. Sound like y'all leaving in 15 minutes.
God,
man.
Oh, that's what them sound effects do, baby. That's what them sound effects do.
Whooping your ass after that. Yeah.
No matter what.
That's right, Steve.
Yeah.
See you this weekend, Dolphin.
I'm going to be at one of your shows. Yeah, probably this weekend. Yeah.
Come on, Tommy. 10 seconds.
Dothan, Alabama. Come see me. Don't whoop my ass. Just come see me. Appreciate you.
Up next, Strawberry Letter. Thank you, nephew. Subject, my wife is way too relaxed now. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, it's time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and just click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your own letter right here live, this one right here on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, okay? So that's what we can
Let's
do.
go. Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. This one says, the subject, my wife is way too relaxed now. Dear Steve and Shirley, I've been married for 24 years. And my marriage started out great. My wife was beautiful and kept herself up, and that was what attracted me to her. We started a business together after we got married, and it was hugely successful, mostly because of my wife's sacrifices. She started putting the business in front of our family, and she neglected a lot of her responsibilities to me and her children. As the years went by, my wife also failed to be intimate with me, and we went for almost a year without sex. I should say that she went a year without sex because I ended up getting my needs met by another woman, which resulted in me having an outside child. This shook my wife to the core, and it was a wake-up call for her, temporarily. She vowed to be more present with me and make sex a priority. Well, now that she has changed her schedule and is paying more attention to me, she has really started to let herself go. She is home for most of the day now, and when I get home, she's still in her pajamas, which aren't very sexy, and she hasn't done her hair or showered some days. She does not clean up often, and she rarely cooks. We will be watching TV, and a sexy woman will come on the screen, and she will look over at me to see my reaction, and sometimes she comments, "There's your type of girl or of woman right there." I don't know what's going on with her, but she's way too relaxed, and I feel like I'm married to one of my buddies. I want my sexy, ambitious wife back, but I do feel a certain amount of guilt for turning her into someone different. How can I fix my marriage and get my wife back to normal? Help me. Well, I'm glad you said that you feel a certain amount of guilt, because you should feel a certain amount of guilt, Mr. Selfish, because you just talk about, the things your wife doesn't do for you in this letter. I don't see anywhere in here where you feel what your wife has gone through, you mentioned the word sacrifice, but what she has put into building your business and making it successful. You said it was hugely because of her. I mean, you wrote the letter from how it makes you feel, and that's just a selfish way to look at this. And yes, take a lot of responsibility and guilt for changing your wife in this situation. You had an outside child. I mean, come on, really. I mean, to me, your wife needs to get back to work. She was in her element when she was building the business and making those kind of sacrifices. She had purpose. She had a reason to live. She was thriving. She was being herself. She was doing what she loved. I think the issue here is, besides you, is your wife didn't have a balance. There are a lot of working women who keep it together and do all those things, and still have sex with their husbands. But your wife seems like an all or nothing person. She put all she had into the business, building the business, and then, when she came home, she didn't have a lot to give, I suppose. So, those were two extremes. So her sweet spot needs to be, finding that balance where she can work and do her thing, because she's got to work, because that gives her life. That gives her energy. She loves doing that. That's where she can be who she is. And then, trying to make your marriage work. But it's not a problem just for your wife. You have a lot to do with this situation. It doesn't even seem like you were really helping her in the business that much. You said it was mostly because of her. I keep saying that, because of her sacrifices. What did you do? What did you sacrifice? Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you hire somebody to do these things? I mean, it sounds like your wife was doing everything, and you're just sitting back being critical of what she's not doing for you. So, if you want this marriage to work, I think you're going to have to make some sacrifices now. That's what I think. You need to make some sacrifices and let your wife know how much you appreciate her and the things that she did for the business and for this marriage. I mean, she's only one person. She can't do it all. Steve?
Here's the
I'm a
problem.
little upset with this guy.
You know, you've been married 24 years. No marriage is the same after 24 years. Same thing it took to get your baby hooked is going to take the same thing to keep her. Somebody stopped doing something, and I think it was both of y'all. My wife was beautiful and kept herself up, and that's what attracted me. We started a business together after we got married, and it was hugely successful, mostly because of my wife's sacrifices. Did you hear what you just typed? You all started a business together, and it was hugely successful, and you said mostly because of my wife's sacrifices, meaning she gave up and put in the most to make the business work. She started putting the business in front of our family, and she neglected a lot of her responsibility to me and our children over the years as it went by. Oh, okay. So now you building a case for writing the letter. You said she sacrificed to hugely build a business, which means she did more than you. And then you say she started putting the business in front of your family and neglected a lot of her responsibility to me and our children. Now, you want the business built? You want the money? That sounds like a man would say to a woman. Now, you want me to build this business, bring this money home, feed you, have these groceries up in here? You want me sitting around the house watching TV with you? Oh, but you got the script flipped on you. When I come back, I'm going to tell you what else is wrong.
All right, Steve. Thank you. We'll have part 2 of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Subject: my wife is way too relaxed now. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. Subject: my wife is way too relaxed now.
Well, she's relaxed because you and your wife been married 24 years. Ain't nothing the same after 24 years. My wife was beautiful and kept herself up, and this is what attracted me to her. Now, let me make a statement, sir. I promise you don't look like you did 24 years ago. I give you my word on that. I promise you don't look just like you did 24 years ago. We started a business together. We got married. It was hugely successful, mostly because of my wife's sacrifices. Okay, so you admitted that your wife gave up the most and did the most. It was her success, her sacrifices that made the business huge. She started putting it, now here where you start building the case for writing the letter. See, I know when men make a turn. She started putting the business in front of our family, and she neglected a lot of her responsibilities to me and our children as the years went by. Really, dog. Now, you want the business, you want the successful life, or you want her at the home cooking and taking kids to soccer practice and banging you till you just sitting over there like a dish rag. Well, partner, my wife also failed to be intimate with me, and we went for almost a year without sex. Hold up, dog. If you don't go a year without having sex with your wife, that ain't just your wife's fault. Dog, that ain't your wife's fault. I can promise you, man, that you done did something, man. You done did something, dog, not to move the sexy needle in your house. You've been sitting around pouting, but you say for about a year. And then you said, hold on, because this how I know that it got tricky. I should say that she went a year without sex because I ended up getting my needs met by another woman. Okay, excuse me. So it was a year. It wasn't a year before you started having sex. It was earlier because you say, me and my wife went a year without having sex. I should say she went a year because you been started seeing this other chick, dog. You did that before the year was up, but you ain't think Uncle Steve was going to spot that in the letter because I ended up having my needs met by another woman, which resulted in me having an outside child. Oh, you stupid, dog. Oh, you stupid. You out there naked, ain't got no raincoat on? Is you tripping, man? Now when you did have the sex after a year, you done put your wife's health at risk. Oh, man, this ain't looking good. You shouldn't have wrote me, dog. This shook my wife to the core, and it was a wake-up call for her. What? Wait a minute, hold up, dog. What did you say? This shook my wife to the core. You crushed her. Yeah. And it was a wake-up call for her. Like, nah, that's what you get. What? Dog, you stupid, man. You've been married 24 years and this what you didn't learn? You stupid.
Very.
In the wake-up call for her temporarily, she vowed to be more present with me and make sex a priority. Oh, all this was cause of her. Dog, are you for real? Are you for real, man? Well, now that she has changed her schedule and is paying more attention to me, she has really started to let herself go. She is home most of the time of the day now, and when I get home, she's still in her pajamas, which ain't very sexy. She ain't done her hair or showered some days. She does not clean up often, and she rarely cooks. We'll be watching TV. Hold up, dog. You crushed a woman. You crushed her, man. You took her spirit. You cheated on her. After she sacrificed and built y'all's business, then you made that sacrifice the reason she neglected you, the children, and the family, and which made that the reason that you went out and got the other chick, which is the reason you had another baby. And then when she tried to still hold the marriage together, she was crushed. So now she at the house where you want her, but now you talking about she don't shower someday. She crushed, man. She don't clean up often and she rarely cooks. We'll be watching TV and a sexy woman will come across the screen. She'll look over at me and see my reaction and sometimes comments, that's your type of woman right there. Yeah, you know why? Because she waiting on you to do it again. She wait. So now, hold up. So now this is what I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet now that she at home and won't cook and clean, you done probably got another chick.
Wow.
And that's her fault too, huh?
Yeah, it's her fault because she got her pajamas on. But you know why she got her pajamas on and at the house all day? Because you crushed her. Dudes kill me, man. After we do something to a woman, then we don't understand her reaction. Now she's sitting up looking at talking about that's probably your woman too. But and I know I don't know what's going on with her. You don't know what's going on with her. Hey,
that baby.
You
crushed her. You took her dreams from her. She built a business and sacrificed for her and her family and found out you don't want it and had another baby. So if you don't want me, what I'm getting sexy for? And y'all still ain't having sex because you screwing somebody else, partner. I don't know what's going on with her, but she way too relaxed. And I feel like I'm married to one of my buddies. I want my sexy, ambitious wife back. She probably want her sexy, ambitious husband back. Remember, you didn't sacrifice for the business, so now she got some low-level, low-ass ambition playboy sitting at her house. She probably want the husband back she thought she had. Hey, man, you shouldn't have wrote me, dog. You really shouldn't have, dog.
We got to go. Thank you, Steve. You can leave your comments on today's letter at Instagram at Steve Harvey FM and check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Now, coming up in 10 minutes, we'll have more relationship questions for you. Our Chief Love Officer, Steve Harvey, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve. So you're our Chief Love Officer, CLO. So we
at
have,
your service.
our... Yes. People email us, and they want relationship questions from you. So earlier we heard from Shawana in Dallas, who wanted to know, is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Now, this one comes from Birmingham, but there's no name attached to this one. It's anonymous, and you'll see why in a second. It says, I'm a side chick, and I know it, but I think I should get the same treatment as the wife. We have a 2-year-old daughter together, so I'm not going anywhere. Why can I get the same benefits his wife gets? CLO, you're up.
Cause you the side chick. Why do you who have a child with this man and are the side chick not get the same benefits as his wife? Cause you ain't the wife. You was the side chick and you still is the side chick. Let me explain something, ladies, about men that you're not going to like. Men don't give promotions.
Ooh.
Once you are
say it again.
The number, men don't give promotions. You are what you are when we hire you. There is no promotions when we hire you. If you are hired as the side chick, you're not fitting to be the wife. You are the side chick. That's it. And the reason he not going to treat you the same is because you ain't ever been the same. He ain't bought you no house. He done got you pregnant and y'all done had a baby. Why can't I get it? Because you ain't, because you're not her. You're not her. You're not Mrs. You Ms. You the side chick. You went in as the number 2. Men don't give promotions. Now, don't get me wrong. You can start off as a girlfriend, eventually become a fiance and the wife, but at one point, you are the number 1. See, if he asks you to be his fiance, you're number 1. If he never asks you to be his fiance ever, you could be one of the ones. Until we ask you to marry us, you might not, well, if you're dating, you can be the one. But just know this. If you're the side chick, you will die the side chick. Hello.
All right, we have more questions for you, Steve. Coming up at the top of the hour, we have more questions for our Chief Love Officer, relationship questions coming up at the top of the hour right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Steve, this is from Cynthia in Maryland. She addresses you as Mr. CLO, Chief Love Officer, which you are. She says, I am a mature single woman, and I think you should do a singles cruise for your single listeners and fans. She says, we can mix and mingle at sea, and we can call the cruise the Love Boat. Would you consider this?
No, because I got a couple of questions. When you say I'm a single, mature woman, and you want to mix and mingle and call it the Love Boat, how old is she?
Yes.
See,
she didn't leave her age.
Don't nobody remember the Love Boat.
Don't
nobody remember the Love Boat.
Isaac
and you mature.
and Julie.
I saw 2 episodes, but I was in Pampa.
Listen to me. Old people on a cruise ship ain't fun. Here's the problem. Because you got to stay out there a week and you can't get away from their ass. Now, you can come to Sand and Soul. There's a lot of single people at Sand and Soul. That way, if you see them down there, look, them down there on the beach, go the other way. On the cruise ship, you got to walk that way. Because that's where the buffet at.
On the promenade deck.
You can't escape nobody on a cruise ship. So, no, I'm not going to do a single to me. And then I'm married. How much fun that's going to be for me. Y'all out there single and mingling. Me and Marjorie sitting around taking pictures.
Excuse me, Tommy, did you really want to say that
out loud? You can't get away on the cruise. Sometimes you need to walk away from your wife for a minute, too. You know, we can't go no damn way. Caught up in the cabin.
Well, everybody needs some me time. It just didn't sound right because he talking about you can't get away from your wife, and we talking about a single.
Yes, that's what I'm asking you. Do you really mean to say this stuff?
You and your wife
aloud, where people can hear you. Crazy.
My wife know I'm crazy.
Stupid minds don't work, Shirley.
He said stupid minds don't work. Shirley, that's what Junior is exactly right. Stupid minds don't work. If they work, you wouldn't say half
when they're supposed to.
Hell, you keep asking, did he mean to say it? Hell yeah.
But he just doesn't think before he says things as a married man, though. That's what I'm trying to get him to understand.
He does, key word, he doesn't think.
Yeah.
You want me to think about what I'm going to say before I say it?
Right there.
Well, I mean, when it pertains to your marriage, yes.
No, Shirley, no, Tommy. I think you should continue to just
I want to be just as surprised as everybody else on
there
what
you
come
go.
out my mouth.
There you go, Tommy.
That's it right there.
Oh,
that's
God,
right.
You're encouraging him, Steve.
Yes. Keep surprising us, including yourself. Yes. That logic right there is just what we need. So, no, we won't be doing a single cruise for old people. You got any more questions? Or that's it?
Okay, this one is from June from Ohio. She didn't say where. She just wants to know, how soon, Steve, should I introduce my new man to my 4 kids?
First of all, how old are they? Secondly,
well, No, I think they range in ages. I think she said from 10 to 17.
Well, if you're going to introduce your new man, it's who it is. It's a little bit late for this. I mean, obviously, you've claimed him as your man. You need to hear him introduce him to the kids so they can get a feel for each other, because you are now what's called a package. You are a package deal. Now, if the man really loves you, he knows that these children come with their package. There's nothing wrong with having kids and dating a man. It's just a man has to understand, and most real men get it, comes with a package. Ain't no, hey, now I don't want all them kids around us. These her kids. So immediately,
all right,
you've done it now. He's your man. Once you make the claim, you got to introduce him.
Okay. All right, Chief Love Officer. Putting it down today.
Killing it today, dog.
We'll be back. We might have one more for you, Steve. Coming up on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. More questions, more music, more everything. 20 minutes after the hour, right after this.
Stupid, yes.
Won't say, child.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Steve, we've been just sprinkling questions for you throughout the morning from our listeners who want to ask you relationship questions as the CLO, the Chief Love Officer. Here's our last question of the day. This one comes from, I think her name is Sharon. Yeah. From Chicago. Sharon says, I know you get lots of these letters, but I would really like your help. She says, I just want to find happiness with a man. I know a man can't make me happy, but sometimes I get lonely. I want to find my best friend who can love me as much as I love him. Can you please give me any advice or suggestions? And then she also asks, is nephew Tommy single?
No, you wouldn't know it from this show, but he's actually married. Yeah, he's actually married.
I got some sense.
For half the dumbass stuff he say, but yes, why you don't know that by now is even more amazing. Well, Sharon, here's the deal. You kind of said a contradictory statement. I want you to be careful of every word that comes out of your mouth, because the words that come out of your mouth are the things that you are attracting to yourself. So you said, I want to find happiness. And then she said, I know a man can't make me happy.
Yeah, she did say that. She says, I know a man can't make me happy, but sometimes I get lonely.
You have to change what you say. When we come back, I'm going to give you an example and a suggestion for you.
Okay, we'll be back with more
I don't know how this
questions for the CLO.
Your house, but on the radio it sounds crazy.
Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, you're on your last question. It's from Sharon out of Chicago.
Last
she
two,
wants
Sharon,
to
because
know,
I got one from Ray Nard. Ray Nard got a question that
Oh, does he? She says she wants to find happiness with the man, but she knows a man can't make her happy. But she gets lonely sometimes. She wants a best friend who can love her as much as she loves him. And is nephew Tommy single? She threw that in.
No, nephew Tommy isn't single. Stop looking for a man. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Have you ever thought of asking God for the man? And then asking God to share with you the things you need to do to attract the man you're looking for. A lot of times when you ask God for something, you haven't prepared yourself to receive it. So the thing that you're asking God for, you have to make sure that you're the person that would be able to receive the thing that you're asking him for. You can't ask this God for this wonderful man if you ain't a wonderful woman. So you got to ask God, what are you doing wrong? And ask God to send you the man that's for you and to help prepare you to receive it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Ray Nard.
All right. Good answer, Steve.
Okay, yeah, let me read this from Ray Nard. Ray Nard is married. He say his number 2 done found out about a number 3, and now she's 3 and 2 is threatening to call number 1. And Ray Nard wants to figure out how to keep all the numbers and not lose now one of them.
Well, Ray Nard.
He wants 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
To keep them.
Ray Nard, you're in a world of trouble because 2 and 3 is 5. And if they get together and call number 1,
you better do the math.
You have a serious problem on your hands, Ray Nard. So I would suggest to you, if you want to hold on to number one, let it just be a number one. That's my strong suggestion to you.
Who keep losing with you? God.
Reynard,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Tommy.
Yeah. That would sound like Renard is. Sound like it's Tommy's ass.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised how
Crazy.
many Reynards out there, man.
Oh, boy. Okay, listen, I have a quick question for you as we go to break, and it will be our last break of the day, by the way. Which of these NBA players have never played in March Madness? Check this out. Is it A, Michael Jordan, B, Stephen Curry, or C, LeBron James?
LeBron.
Never played in
LeBron
March
James.
Madness.
LeBron James.
That's easy,
LeBron
Shirley.
James.
What?
He never went to
That's so
college.
simple. Why is you asking
never went to
sports
college.
questions, Shirley?
Yeah.
Why?
He went straight out of high school.
I can ask him. Did you guys?
You knew that in me.
Yeah.
James.
Well, you know why? It's
Kobe
March.
ain't
Hello.
never played in one. Moses Malone ain't never played in one.
Kevin Garnett ain't played in one.
Kevin Garnett ain't ever played in one.
Sean Kemp ain't played
so
in
you
one.
guys know your sports. Okay, blah. All right, coming up, our last break of the day and some closing remarks from the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are, last break of the day. It's been a good day. On this Wednesday, hump day. We got through it. Yeah,
Great day.
we got through it. Yeah. So, Steve, you want to impart some wisdom on us as we leave?
Well, I think I should talk about dreams because it's such a major component to your success. Dreams are such an important component to success. You can't underplay dreams. See, let me tell you something. Education is necessary for certain fields and professions. You want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a pilot, a scientist, a teacher. Education is so necessary for many professions in this world. But there is nothing, and I repeat, there is nothing more important than your dreams. Your dreams have value. Your dreams wake you up in the morning. The dreams give you hope. You know, I'm not saying education doesn't do that, but education don't wake you up in the morning. It's what you dream and hope of becoming with the education that wakes you up. It is your dream that causes you to even get an education. If you want to fly a plane, and that's your dream will cause you to do the things necessary to accomplish the dream. That's why I tell people, educators and all, if we spent more time talking to our children in our school system about their dreams and visions, we could reduce the dropout rate. But what we're doing is we keep talking to kids about the education, and we're not talking about the kids for the reason for the education. You got to get your education because you got to finish school. Finish school for what? We have got to take time out to talk about their dreams and visions. I tell parents all the time, if you're not talking to your kids about dreams every 90 days, that's a mistake, man. That's a mistake because young people change more often than you think. But if you're not revamping your dreams every 90 days as an adult, you're making a mistake. Because guess what? You change also. Now, you may not change as often as your children because you become a little bit more subtle when you're older. But you've got to refurbish these dreams. You got to dust them off. You got to keep reminding yourself of what the purpose is because the dream provides purpose. You wake up in the morning because of what you dream to be. You get excited when the alarm clock goes off because of what you dream to be. Man, don't let nobody fool you. Now listen to me. I'm going to say this again. Education is important and it's critical to certain things in life. But you can actually make it in this world without one. Now, do you need to have some basics under your belt? I strongly suggest you do. And I'm not saying at all that you don't need school, because you do. School offers you a way to become well-rounded. That's the thing that school does for you a great deal. It not only educates you, it gives you social skills. It teaches you how to be well-rounded. It teaches you how to adapt. It teaches you the tool of memorization. So I'm not knocking it at all. But what I am saying to you, if you are like me in any way and you just not a school person, what you gonna do? You can still be something. If you've blown your education opportunity in life, you can still be something. If you just don't feel like you can do school again, you can still be something. Because the scripture says a man without a dream or vision shall perish. I know the Bible inside out. I don't know it. I didn't go to theology school or anything, so I can't quote it like people can oftentimes. But I don't recall ever going to Sunday school or any service I've ever been to and read a scripture about how necessary your education was. But I have seen repeatedly that a man without a dream or vision shall perish. See, the reason you'll die without the dream or the vision, because without the dream or the vision, you'll give up hope. You've heard so many people say, keep hope alive, because it's necessary. The dream, the vision, what you see for yourself, your hope for tomorrow, that impossible thing that nobody else can see except you, that thing that floats around in your imagination that keeps pushing you to make you think there's something out there other than this for me. If you wake up in the morning and you keep saying to yourself, man, there's got to be more to my life than this, that's because it is. That's because it is. Your visions and dreams are out there. And let me tell you something else. You got to make your dreams and visions so big that it causes you to overcome all of your fears. See, the fear of failure is the number one cause of failure in this country because people are afraid to fail. But you have to have dreams and visions so big that it just overcomes all of your fears. You've got to want something so big, so dynamic to happen in your life, man, that you've got to make this happen. And the fear is secondary to all of it, and it'll cause you to push through. You've got to dream of something so outstanding that in order for it to happen, you absolutely have to have God's help. If you're dreaming of only stuff that you can accomplish yourself, I got news for you. You ain't dreaming big enough. Start dreaming big. Increase your dreams. They will change your life. It will change your perspective. It will cause your hope to grow. All right? Those are my closing remarks.
All right,
today.
Steve. All right. Yes.
Y'all have a good one. Hey, and can I say have a great weekend?
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.